Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I am Umair Syed from Quantum Learning Academy and welcome to the very first video of IGCSE Mathematics. In this video, we will start from the very first topic, which is different types of numbers. So in this video, we will basically discuss the different types of numbers. So the first type of number that we will discuss is natural numbers. What are natural numbers? Natural numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on up to infinity, right? These are called natural numbers. In the set form, if we write these natural numbers in sets, so we can enclose it in braces and we can write 1, 2, 3 and so on, right? Numbers goes to infinity because we don't know the final number, that this is the final number, so we say that numbers start from 1, natural numbers start from 1 and goes to infinity. These numbers are called natural numbers just because of the fact that ancient people only know these numbers, right? So they were counting like one thing, 1 marker, 2 marker, 3 markers, 4 markers and so on. Then some scientists, some mathematicians thought that if we haven't anything, so how we will represent that in mathematics? So basically the idea of zero number arises from that concept. So a mathematician introduced zero as a symbol for the fact that if you haven't anything, right? So if a person does not have any money, does not have anything, so we will represent this in mathematics with the help of this symbol 0. So if we add symbol 0 with natural numbers, so now these numbers are called whole numbers. So whole numbers are natural numbers with the addition of 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. And in the set form we can write 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. The next thing is, the next type of numbers are odd numbers. Odd numbers are those numbers which are not exactly divisible by 2. By exactly divisible, I mean that if you divide 4 on 2, so you get 2, which is a whole number. So we say when we divide a number on another number on 2, and the result is a whole number, so we say that this number is exactly divisible by 2. But if we try to divide 3 on 2, so the answer is 1.5, right? So now this is not a whole number because it contains a decimal point. So 3 is not exactly divisible by 2. So those numbers which are, those whole numbers which are not exactly divisible by 2, those whole numbers are called odd numbers. So we can write 1, 3, 5, 7 and so on. So these are the whole numbers which are not exactly divisible by 2. In the same manner, if a number is exactly divisible by 2, so that number is called even number. Which is not divisible, that is called odd number. So all the collection of all the odd numbers are called odd numbers, and the collection of all the even numbers are called even numbers. So we can write even numbers as those numbers which are exactly divisible by 2, and they are 2, 4, 6, 8 and so on. And in the set notation we can write it like that. The next numbers are integers. Basically the idea of profit and loss, when we think of profit and loss, how we will represent it in mathematics, so we introduced positive and negative signs. So plus 5 means that you have 5 rupees, you have earned a profit of 5 rupees. And minus 5 means that you are in loss of 5 rupees, right? So we represent the profit and losses with the help of positive and negative signs. So if we combine all the positive numbers and all the negative numbers, so we have integers. So integers are all the positive and negative whole numbers. The combination of all the positive and negative whole numbers are called integers. So we have 0, plus 1, plus 2, plus 3. We by convention, we do not write the plus sign with the numbers, right? So 0, plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, and so on. And in the same manner, you know that negative numbers are less than 0, because if you haven't anything, so you have 0 amount. But if you are in loss of 5 rupees, then this loss is less than 0. This number is less than 0, just because if someone gives you 10 rupees, so if you have 0 rupees, then you will have 10 rupees. But if you are in loss of 5 rupees, your debit is minus 5. So if someone gives you 10 rupees, so then you will have only 5 rupees. So it means that minus 5 is less than 0. So all the negative numbers or the losses are less than 0. So we write minus numbers in the left direction, to the left side of 0. So 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, and so on. In the set notation, we can write integers like 0, plus minus 1, plus minus 2, plus minus 3, and so on, right? So integers are actually the combination of positive and negative whole numbers, right? What are prime numbers? Look at, if we write a number, for example 6, so those numbers on which 6 is exactly divisible are called the factors of 6. For example, 2, 3. So 2 and 3 are those numbers on which 6 is exactly divisible. So we say that 2 and 3 are factors of 6. So prime numbers are those whole numbers which are only divisible on 1 and itself. Or in other words, I can say that prime numbers are those whole numbers who have factors 1 and itself, right? So these are the numbers like 3, 5, I think, yep, 3, 5, 7, 9, 10, 11, 13, and so on. So those numbers, if you look at 3, 5, 7, these all are the numbers which are exactly divisible on 1 and itself, not on some kind of other numbers. But if you look at 6, it is divisible on 1 itself and 2 and 3 also. So this is not a prime number. So those numbers which are not prime numbers are called composite numbers. They are called composite numbers, right? They are called composite numbers. So we basically define prime numbers as those numbers greater than 1. We do not count 1 in prime numbers, right? We say that those numbers which are greater than 1 and which are divisible only on itself and 1 are called prime numbers. Square numbers are those numbers which are the result of a number multiplied with itself. For example, the square of 2 is 2 multiplied 2 is equal to 4. So the square of 2 is 4. The square of 3 is 9. The square of 4 is 16. So those numbers which are the square of another numbers are called square numbers. Like for example, we have 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, and so on. What are fractions? So here comes the concept of fractions. Let's say, for example, your father brings a cake for you and you are 3 siblings. So how you will divide this single cake on 3 persons? So here comes the concept of fraction. We will divide this cake into 3 pieces, into 3 equal pieces. And how much a single person will get? A single person will get this single piece. So how we will represent this single piece in mathematics? We say that we have divided this cake into 3 parts and a single person will get one part from these 3 parts. So all the 3 siblings will get this part of the cake as his part, right? So 1 by 3 will be given to each and every siblings from this cake. And what 1 by 3 indicates? 1 by 3 indicates this there is a single cake. It is divided into 3 parts, and a single person is getting 1 part from that 3 parts. So this part or this number which is showing that part is called fraction. So we called it fraction. So all the fractions, all the numbers which divide parts of a whole number, they are called fractions. So what are fractions basically? They are 2 whole numbers divided on each other. So we have a lot of examples of fraction. We have 2 by 3, 9 by 10, we have 5 by 7, and so on. We have a lot of examples of fraction. So if you divide 2 on 3, so you will get 0.66 in decimal form, and so on. So these are all about the basic types of numbers. We have natural numbers which start from 1 goes to infinity. Whole numbers start from 0 goes to infinity. Odd numbers, those whole numbers which are not exactly divisible by 2. Even numbers, those whole numbers exactly divisible by, which are exactly divisible by 2. Integers, the combination of positive and negative whole numbers are called integers, and you get the idea why we put sign with the numbers, why we put positive sign, why we put negative signs. Here is prime numbers. Then we discuss prime numbers. Those numbers which have factors of 1 and itself are called prime numbers. Square numbers, those numbers which are the square of a particular number. And fractions, those when 2 whole numbers are divided on each other, they basically show a fraction of a whole number, and these type of numbers are called fractions. So I hope you have enjoyed it. Inshallah, in the next video we will solve the exercise 1.1. I think this is enough for today. Thanks for watching.